Well, hello there. Master Hellish here, and welcome to the return of Kerbal Space Program. Oh my goodness, Series 4. There we are, there's the other light. I moved my monitor recently, and now I can't reach the switches for my lights. It's ridiculous. Hello everybody. I am wearing the this will probably work t-shirt. This is probably one of my favourite Hellish t-shirts that you can go over at hellishstore.net. So it is one of my favourites. I would show you on Cam 2, but this is Kerbal Space Program. Cam 2 is currently looking at my desk. Okay, so I've got some porridge. I haven't had time to have my dinner tonight. It's been a busy day. But what I've done is Cam 2 that we normally have, you know, the side camera where I turn to the side and you can see the preview and the keyboard. Well, Cam 2 is now pointing downwards so that we can use Cam 2 for capturing the joystick, which I got back out. And the joystick, I literally had to dust it off. I had to get a brush and dust it off, and it's still some dust on there. It's been gathering dust since the last time we did this live stream. But there we go. And of course, in the KSP view, I've cropped it. So it's all good. But hello and welcome back everybody. Like I said, it's been a bit of a busy evening. I'm going to have my porridge, which I decided to have because it was quick and easy. It's not what I'd normally have for an evening meal, nor would it be what I recommend. Oh, it looks like that the bot did actually tweet out that we started about 3 minutes late, but never mind. Oh dear, and it's been a busy day because after work I had to do some testing. We got some new LAN party equipment. Yes, we haven't even started KSP and it's tangent time.
Well, here we go. It's
tangent time already. So yeah, I went through my normal work day, and I've managed to take a delivery, and that delivery was of new equipment for next year's LAN party. So we have a decent setup. You know, we can handle a nice group of people at a LAN, but we wanted to handle more people and we wanted to do it better. So quickly, before we look at Kerbal Space Program, I will show you what I've currently got set up. So let me just get a screen grab of that so I can show you. There we go. Close enough. Right. So that's the wrong screen. That's my Twitter. How strange. Let me try again. How does that work? The reason why I went to Twitter is I wasn't sure whether it was working or not. Hi Party Piggy, welcome. Just one second. And Jimmy as well. Okay, let's try this. Oh, why is it going to the wrong thing? It should be going to my primary monitor. There we go. Right. So this is now, right, what we've got for the LAN party. So this at the top, this one up here. Whoa, my mouse went crazy. This one is the original one of two that we had for the LAN parties. That one is now our backup, so that doesn't count. What we've got here now is 3 managed switches. They're all full gigabit, and they're all 24 port with this down here, which is SFP, which is basically good. And we're using it right now. I'm using it to stream, and I'm doing something stupid. This is why I'm telling you about this. I thought you might find it interesting. So this cable up here that's plugged into the top of the number 1, 2 and 3. There we go. The one that's plugged into the top of number 1, that is connected to my router. Okay, it's connected to the router. And then you can see we've got this SFP cable coming out of 28 and going into 28 from 1 to 2. From switch 1 to switch 2. And then from switch 2 to switch 3, we've got this copper Ethernet cable. And then finally, down here at the bottom, we've got the cable that's actually going to my PC. So this stream is coming down this cable, across the backbone, out that cable, round, back down, in here, across the backbone of this particular device, out this SFP, in through that one, across the backbone, and out to this router. I am going through 3 different network switches just to do this live stream as a massive test on the switches. It's an organised. It's not a mess. It's not. The floor's a mess where all the cables are, but it's not a mess. So there we go. I thought I would tell you about what I've been doing this evening, and that's one of the reasons why I was a little disorganised and a little late. But one of the things I have done is I have set up tonight's stream already. So in theory, we shouldn't have any technical issues once we get into the game. Right. There we go. All looks good to me. Right, well, let's get the headphones on and get in, shall we? I can hear the birds tweeting away. That's a good sign. And I should be able to press this button and we go into Kerbal Space Program. Now let me just check for the moderators. In theory, if you type KSP into chat, it will come back to this scene. But I don't know how it'll work. There's no longer 2 different scenes for KSP. It's one scene and I can toggle cam 2. So if I press a button on here, cam 2 turns on. There we go, cam 2 cropped down. And if I press the button again, cam 2 goes away. We're just going to leave it like that, folks. We're just going to leave it like that. So here we are, back at the Kerbal Space Center. I've missed this. Maybe Jack knows the last time that we did this. Yeah, Brandon, I found out today when I was setting up the streams after work and playing around with the network switches that I can actually toggle sources on and off within individual scenes with my button pressy keyboardy thing, with my touch portal, which is really good. Oh yes, it's a good joystick. It's where is it? There we go. It's done me well. It's done me well. So what I'm thinking is to get used to it again, maybe we should do a couple of test flights. Jackamak says, I was going to make a last time, but it was mostly you testing out SpaceX inspired rockets. Yes. Well, basically, we needed a big heavy lifting rocket so that we could get stuff up into the sky. This is not a good game for using a joystick. It is a good game for using a joystick. We've done this entire Let's Play with the joystick. I don't think I can't remember if I've done docking. So the actual... Did we do docking with the joystick? I think we did actually, didn't we? I can't remember now. Anyway, I'm pretty sure we did. We've been flying the rockets. We've been flying the aircraft with the joystick. There is one mod that you need. And it helps you switch the axes between good for a rocket and good for a plane. Because the axes are completely different. We have killed 3 Kerbals, but that wasn't because of the joystick. That was purely because I put 3 Kerbals on a moon base and then tried to land the moon base. I should have dropped it autonomously. It was a new experimental thing. I should have done it. I should have just done it with robotics and then sent the people down after. Moogle, watching on YouTube, welcome back. Another live stream, watch Master Alice while setting up new PC. Oh, cool. Just downloaded Chrome and opened YouTube. Fantastic. And one of the first things that I download when I get a new system install, things like Notepad++, Chrome, GIMP, what else? Obviously Steam. Things like that. I think GIMP and Notepad++ are my top 2 favourite non-game open source things. Oh yeah, we left Brandon on Minmus, didn't we? I forgot about that. So I don't know how many live streams we're going to do of Kerbal Space Program, but we're going to do a small collection. I'm thinking it's going to be somewhere between 3 and 10 live streams. We'll see. If you guys keep coming and watching more of it, and we've got lots of things to do, we'll do more. If we're scratching our heads thinking, oh, what should we do now? Then maybe we'll move on to something else. Speaking of something else, there is currently a vote going on for what my next live series will be. If you go over to the announcements channel in the Discord, you should be able to find it very easily. It's a big thing that says vote now. And the vote closes at the end of this week. So I'll be looking, I'll be seeing what games you want me to play, and I'll be choosing that for my new next series. Right. So, today, I think we should get to grips with what's going on, have a little practice with the joystick, so maybe a couple of autonomous flights, get used to it, and I'm thinking we design a new spaceship. So you can see that the title of the live stream, or you should be able to see that the title of the live stream is Super Ship 1. Now, in this series, we're naming all the ships after birds. So we've got the Kestrel and some other things. Yes, I came on here quickly and refreshed myself before the live stream what was going on. So the working title is Super Ship 1. We'll give it a proper name. And the idea is that Super Ship 1 is a rocket that is so big, a spaceship that's so big, that you have to lift it into orbit in separate parts and then stick it back together again in orbit before you can then fly it to another planet and eject all the smaller little satellites off the side and stuff. Jackamat says Mars would be fun even if it's just a probe. Super Ship. We're going to send Super Ship probably to a multi-body system. So let's go over to the tracking station and have a quick look. So if we go to the tracking station, you can see we've got lots of things in progress. We've got the Moon Science Base, we've got the main Moon Base, we've got the Moon Space Station, the Kerbal Space Station, the Minmus Space Station. We brought all our Kerbals home last time. We went round the not universe, the solar system. We went round the Kerbal system, I think it's called in this game, not solar system. The Kerbal system, brought everybody back to Kerbin before we got anywhere. There's an experiment on the moon as well. Apparently, there's a TR-10 second stage floating around the moon. I have no idea what that's about. There's a probe type ship which is orbiting the sun. There's a TR-10 over here. Is that? Oh, that's Minmus. TR-10 plus lab. Is it on the surface of Minmus? Let's go have a look. Hopefully everything doesn't explode when we load it. Oh, it looks like leftover parts that we just haven't cleaned up. Silly me. Back to the tracking station. Winamp. I don't use Winamp. I just have Spotify on my computer. High above the line. And then we've got our Minmus base, and then we've got the TR-10 plus lab bits again. So I think we've got a few bits and bobs lying around. We've got debris, we've got probes, we've got some rovers, which I had toggled off. So probably the best way to view this is to turn everything off. And then just turn on what we want to look at. So we've got a Minmus rover, a moon rover, and another moon rover, which is fantastic. We've got various probes, including an owl and some other bits and bobs, which I think are just crashed parts. 3 space stations, and those moon bases, which is all brilliant. Oh, and we've got relays as well. I completely forgot about this. So we've got all of these relay probes. So we've got ComSats orbiting the moon. And we've got Comsats orbiting Minmus as well. And we went for the let's throw plenty of them around the planet in various different angles and everything will probably be fine approach. Now, we don't have any Comsats around Kerbin, and I don't think we need that. Don't think we need it. So, if we zoom out from the Kerbin system, the Kerbal system, there's various different things here. There's Eve, Moho, Duna, and then going out, Duna is out one, Deres, Jewel, and Elu. And I think Jewel, if we go into Jewel and have a closer look, yes, Jewel actually has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 moons, which could be absolutely brilliant for dropping probes around if we send Starship 1 to Jewel. I think that's what I want to do. But I'm also happy to take suggestions. Should we do some flying? Should we do some flying? Should we do a plane first? We'll do a plane first, and then we need a reason to fly a rocket. See, planes don't cost a lot of money because all the parts come back. It just costs us a bit of fuel, so it doesn't matter messing around with aeroplanes. But if we're doing a rocket, we should really have a reason for flying a rocket. So if chat can come up with a reason, we'll do it. So let's choose the runway. So we've got various different vessels, including tugs, and a fuel base, and a fuel truck, and the fuel station. Remember the fuel station with the big floppy crane? Oh dear, space stuff. Well done, Brandon. You're sacked. But then we've also got the Blackbird, which was our first attempt at doing an aeroplane. And then we've got the Blackbird S, which is the science version. Then we've got the Kestrel, which was a dual-engined high-speed thing. And then we had the Kestrel 4, which had 4 engines instead of 2. So really it was Kestrel 2 and then the Kestrel 4. Then we got the Kestrel 4X, which I think got better engines again. So Kestrel was a level up in engines from the Blackbird. The X is a better engine. I don't know why, but there seems to be 2 different versions of that. And then there's the Kestrel S, the science variant as well, and we've got a rover. So let's take the Kestrel 4X for a fly. We'll do it autonomous. This is the first time I'm going to be doing this in absolute ages. So let's launch this vehicle on the runway. Your plane was very good, if I remember, said Brandon. Yeah, I think it was. I think it was. Clipmaker says, a rocket can make more science. Plus you can do contracts. Let's just put the brakes on. Yeah, I mean, we could have a... That's a good point, actually. We could go and have a look at the contracts that are available and then do one or some of them just as a target. Something like we get money back or science back. I can't remember what we've unlocked. Should we go and have a quick look? Should we... We'll do that afterwards. We'll go and check out our science afterwards. So there's a few things we need to do here. On the far right-hand side, we need this rocket to change into an aeroplane. That is the mod which switches the axes on the joystick, which I will turn on. There it is. Just takes a second to come online for the webcam to start up. And then we just need to set our staging, because this vehicle apparently has incorrect staging. We have emergency or landing parachutes. I don't know if we'll need them. And we'll set the camera into locked. So that should be good. Is that the only mod you have? Yes. So apart from the mod that kind of fixes things for the joystick, that's it. It's vanilla apart from that. We have all the DLCs. So sometimes when you say vanilla, people think you don't have any DLCs. But I did purchase them. I think they're worth it, especially if they're on sale. Right. I have finished my porridge. Let's take this. This plane for a a ride, shall we? So, first thing I'm going to do is lose those brakes, because on the joystick I can control the brakes, but it's push. It toggles, so I have to hold it down. Let's get this baby into the air. Okay then. So SAS I'm going to turn on. I'm going to turn the engines on. We are slightly wonky, but hopefully we can straighten that up. We go to about 1/3 throttle. I am trying to straighten this out. We are going straighter now. Excellent. We are accelerating. Getting close to halfway. Let's push our throttle up to maximum. Sounds good to me. Speed's good. I'm going to pull up a little. I don't think I even needed to pull up. There we go. There we go. We can throttle down a little bit. Press the button to bring the gear in. And there we are. Yeah, that went well, didn't it? Above the line says, I just consider DLCs as vanilla. Yes. It was going very fast. Very fast indeed. We've got to try and land it though, because I don't want to lose the money. Remember, this is a proper career Let's Play, so we need the money. Now, I could bank and turn around gently, or I could just do a loop-the-loop sort of thing. Okay, here we go. A little bit more throttle. Pull him back. Whoa! G-forces are jumping through the roof. Okay, it's settled down now. As soon as we come round... There's the moon. I just saw the moon. Come on. All the way over. All the way over. Throttle off. Rotate the craft. Okay, just a touch of throttle to help with control. There we go. So, we're about 10 kilometres up at the moment. We're dropping quite quickly. I don't know if we'd make it back to base like this, gliding. What's the max height on the plane? I mean, I don't know. You might be able to lob it quite high, but you go high enough in the atmosphere and the air becomes too thin. You get something called flame out. We're actually travelling forwards. It doesn't look like it very much, but we are. We've lost a lot of thousands. Our surface speed is actually increasing as we're losing altitude. We're gliding down through. I'm just trying to keep it relatively steady. It wants to steady down in that sort of area. There we go. Do you think we'll make it back to the runway just by gliding? What do we reckon, folks? I mean, I don't mind too much because there's no Kerbals on board, but we're doing a pretty steady 150 odd meters per second. Proof the Earth isn't flat. Yes, in this game it is not flat. And it's not the Earth, it's Kerbin. Here we go. Clip reckons we'll get back. I think we might. But the thing is we are losing a lot of height. But we need to lose a lot of height. We've got to get down to the ground. We also want the reading to be above ground level, not above sea level. And we could keep the fuel statistics in the corner. That could be a good thing to do. So what do you reckon, folks? Should we just glide it in? I think the general consensus is we're going to try and glide this in. We're going to be careful though if we're gliding, because if you lose too much surface speed, you end up dropping and stalling. Slow and steady. No need to rush this. Just 1 second. Yes. I'm going to try and get us a little bit more on track. There we go. I don't know if these have reverse thrust. We do have the parachutes if we need them. Okay, I'm going to drop the nose a little bit so we can pick up a bit of speed. There we go. We're picking up a bit of speed now. We are losing a lot of altitude to do that, but I'm not sure. I've got a feeling we might be short. Trains, kits and other bits. Don't start. Don't start. We're not really keeping a lot of velocity up, but we are starting to get close to our target. So nose down just a little bit more. Yeah, I think we're going to be good. We're getting a good bit of speed up. We remember, when we're landing, we don't actually want speed. We can bleed it off by lifting the nose up a little. In case I'm too fast, use the parachutes. I could do. The parachutes are more there of kind of like, oh no, it's all gone horribly wrong and there's people on board. Right, okay. So we're coming in pretty low now. We're coming in pretty straight too, but we're also coming in a bit fast. I'm going to drop the landing gear. I did that with this button down here. We're not really straight. Try and bring it over a touch without overdoing it. We're coming in too fast. We're coming in way too fast. I'm going to try it though. I'm going to still try it. Oh no. No, come on. We need to get the nose down. We're running out of runway. Oh. Oh, it's a bit bumpy. Oh my goodness. We're off the runway. We're off the runway. Well, that didn't go well, did it? We don't need the parachutes. We just on the field instead. Okay, folks. Brandon says any landing's a good landing. I'm not sure I completely agree with that. But if we just pop the brakes on. It's true, I didn't crash it. Right, folks. I'm going to give you guys the opportunity to shout out in chat. What do you think? Should I take off and then try and land it the other way? Like, as in from the other direction? Or should we just park up and go and give a rocket a try? What do you reckon? Shout out in chat quite quickly, because I'm running out of room here. We're running out of room a lot. I'm going to put the brakes on. Oh, I forgot this doesn't have steering. Okay. Shut down engine. Shut down engine. Rocket. Rocket. Everybody wants the rocket. Okay. What I was going to do was fire up the engines again. So try and turn the it around. I'm actually going to give that a quick go. Let's try and turn it. So yeah, firing up the engines doesn't really turn the rocket turn the engine the craft very much on the ground. We really need something that's got steering on the front. The steering apparently is enabled. Doesn't seem to be doing anything. What about on the rear wheels? Oh, I don't know. Anyway. Can you do an X-plane stream someday? I don't know, we'll see. Let's recover the vessel anyway. So, chat wants to go and do rockets. That sounds good. What we need to do is find out what contract there'll be. Okie dokie. Right, recovered all that. That's good. Let's go over to mission control. Extract ore from the moon. No. Plant a fag on Minmus. No. Well, we could do maybe. Science data from the surface of Minmus. I'm pretty sure we could do that. Because we have a science outpost there already. So let's just accept that. Oh, we got a contract to explore Eve. So maybe that's what we do in the future. Tourists want to go to the destination flyby of the moon. Oh, no, no. Flyby of the sun. Orbit around the moon. Flyby of the moon. Oh, my goodness. That's a lot of stuff. Maybe we could take a fuel tank up. Woo, one data. We could take a fuel tank up to space. Let's go to our Minmus base first and find out if we've got the ability to do that. So we want the bases. We want the Minmus base. Let's fly that. Hopefully it just doesn't outright explode. There we go. Now it's night time, so we can't really see much. Oh, there we go. There's some lights on it, which is nice. So we just need to do any sort of science from here. I forgot about these little Minmus buggies. They're incredible to try and do anything with. So where's... Oh, there are some science things on here. So if we do log pressure data and transmit back... There we go. That's completed the contract. We get 3 science and some money just for stuff we already had. Brilliant. Let's turn the lights off and head back to the space and no, wait, tracking station. Sun orbit isn't too bad. Sun orbit isn't too bad because all you've got to do is leave the Kerbin system a little bit and then come back again, which we did once. It wasn't easy. Let's see about the Kerbal Space Station. Does it need some more fuel? Because if it does, that would be a good opportunity for us to try and launch a rocket with the stick. And then we can start thinking about designing this big base. Monopropellant's low. Oh yeah, oxidizer and liquid fuel are a little bit low. So we could do with refueling the space station. Let's give that a go then. Do you think that? I think that's a good target. So... We've got familiar with what's going on. We know what vehicles we've had, where we've got them. We've had a practice with a plane. This will be our practice mission with a rocket. And then we're going to get into doing some building. So let's head back down to the surface. And where's my drink? Oh, my drink's down here today. I normally put my drink where the control, the joystick is. But... I put it on the floor to keep it safe and out of the way of the network equipment. Right then. Vehicle assembly building. Now in theory we should be able to just stick some bits of rocket together because we made a modular system, didn't we? So if I open up the... Is it the Buzzard 5? Because we had the Eagle, which is our small rocket, that's our modular rocket. Then the Buzzard was the big one. So let's... Oh, and then there's the Buzzard 15. I forgot about the Buzzard 15. It's expensive. Let's get a Buzzard 5 and we'll put some fuel on it. So, if we load that... Lovely. And then we go open... And we look at... Where is there a... There's a base accommodation, base lab. And we've got various space station bits. We've got a fuel tank for the space station. Satellites. And rovers. Maybe we just need to build a fuel tank. Okay. It doesn't look like we actually have a fuel tank. No. Okay then, let's do it. So for us to get a fuel tank, well, what we'll probably do is if we copy this, turn it round. Well, having said that, instead of putting the fuel tank on the top separately, we could just turn this into the fuel tank, just make it bigger. So if we remove the docking adapter, remove the adapter and the fairing, we could just put more tanks on the top. So, just a bigger tank. Which one's which? No, not that one. Not that one. I want this one. What's that one? Where is it? No, that's not. Is that it? That's not it. That's tiny. That's a teeny tiny tank. That is huge. We only recently unlocked stuff like this though, and it would be nice to make a rocket of that size. I think that size is what Super Ship 1's going to have to be made. Like, we're going to have a core like... I don't know. I can't find it. Where's it gone? What is that? Rocco Max 2... X2... Oh, there we go. I've recoloured it. There we go. Now, to be able to transfer the fuel, we do actually need the thing that I destroyed off the top. So, if I could put that back on, we'll move it to one side, get rid of that, then put that on top. There we go. What we'll probably do is just move the those things, the RCS, and I think that will do. And we can just transfer all the fuel and then just leave a tiny weeny bit left for it to crash back into the ocean. The only thing is that with this being so long, I feel like we need just a tiny little bit of help with the aerodynamics. What do we think, folks? Should we add some winglets? Some small control surfaces? I don't know. What do you think? Small control surfaces. That looks like the kind that my daughter would build. I've just realised as well that ideally we need some cone on the top of that. Where's aerodynamics gone? But then we need to be able to decouple it as well. So... coupling. It's just behind my face, isn't it? Doesn't matter. I'll do it down here. What size is that? About right. There we go. Then what we'll do is we'll just offset it a little bit and it'll be fine. We can test that if we want to, or we could just give it a go. Right, all the rockets down there. Then we've got, what's that? Stage separation, separation there, and then thing there. Right, let's have a look at our what was it? Our thrust to weight ratio. Now I've added the tank on, and our thrust to weight ratio is 1.4. So that should be fine. That should be completely fine. I could do a fairing. I mean, we did have a fairing in the first place. Should we have a fairing? Fairing's probably going to be lighter. Yes, fairing. Going back with fairing. Right. So before all the silliness, we'll take the top off. This is why sometimes I design rockets off stream. Where has it gone? The X, there it is. Put that on the top. Put that on the top. And then we have a little tiny bit like this. And then we go like that. That looks better. Move these up. There we go. I think everything's fine. Good idea with the fairing there. What we'll do is we'll pop the fairing at the same time we detach from the bottom section of the rocket. And then I think we're good. Like I said, the only thing I'm worried about is the aerodynamics of such a large rocket. I don't know if we're going to be able to keep it stable. I guess that's the challenge, isn't it? Okay, there we go, folks. We've got the Buzzard 5 with an extended fuel tank that we're going to take up to the space station and attempt to do a refueling exercise. there's no Kerbals on board. This is an uncrewed mission. So neither Wizard Brandon or J-Bay or Nudger or Sixer, none of them are going to be coming out to the launch pad right now. Now, if I remember correctly, I need to be able to wait until just the right moment. And it'll make it easier to connect and rendezvous with the space station. So if we go to map mode, we can see that the space station is on the other side of the planet. If we fast forward, I think if we fast forward until about there and now launch, it should be better. Okay, folks. Zoom out a little bit so we can see what we're doing. Check the staging. So we've got engine ignitions down the bottom, the side boosters, and the release of the clamps. We've got the side booster separation, the fairing separation along with the second stage, and then the second stage engine. The second stage is actually quite a long stage. You know what? I'm going to separate the fairing and the second stage separation so that we can do the separation event and the fairing event separately. Okay, thank you very much for the look. 1 second, just 1 second. Let's turn that SAS on. We're gonna need it. Keep an eye on all of our resources. Throttle up to maximum. And here we go in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Smooth off the pad. I'm happy with that. Accelerating up, that's good. Those solid rocket boosters doing their job. Looks like the rocket is relatively stable at the moment. Once we get past about 2 to 3k, we're going to try and start pitching over. We don't want to do that too early, because if we pitch over too much, then we don't have the speed to be able to clear the rocket, the side boosters. But we're going to start our gravity turn now. Looks pretty good to me. Speed is nice and steady, cruising good. We don't want to be going too sideways when these boosters detach, because they could end up flying into the body, and that would be bad. Oh, we're going slightly off here. Getting ready for booster separation in 3, 2, 1, and booster separation. Clean. Okay, now we can start bringing it over a little bit more aggressively. We've got about half the amount of fuel left on the second stage. Sorry, the first stage. So there they go. The side boosters are gone. And we got our 5 engines there, burning away at full power. Now, one of the things we only want to do is make sure that we don't go past our mark. So you can see we're burning out here. We need to be able to get ourselves in line. Nice steady climb so far. I'm going to bring us over just a little bit more. Check the map. Yeah. That's looking good to me. Whether we come in line with the space station or not straight away, I don't know. Let's just reduce our throttle. You can see on our maneuver node the top altitude there is 100k now. So I've just cut the engines off. This space station orbits at around 100k. So, well, that is pretty close. So if we now set that as our target, we've got a separation of 4.3 kilometers there, which is really good. There is a massive difference in the relative speeds though, so we're going to have to sort that out. So I think if we go back to the rocket, what we want to do now is start trying to go sideways. Oh, and we're in space, so we want to get that fairing deployed. So let's swap that over. Hopefully this deploys the fairing and doesn't separate us. Yes it did. Okay, let's get RCS on for a moment. Help us with the maneuver we want to try and get the rocket over without burning too much of that first stage fuel, because that's what's going to help us get caught up to this target. So there we go. I'll turn the RCFs off now. If we look at the map, we're now boosting sideways, and hopefully we can have a good rendezvous. Would be nice. Looks like it's going past us way too quick. In fact, you can see it there above us. There it goes, hurtling past us at about 1 kilometre a second. But don't worry, we'll catch up with it. It's all about a little bit of tweaking. Okay, here we go. So we're full throttle. We're going to get ready for the stage separation now. First stage is spent and second stage full power. There we go. So even though the second stage engines are not as powerful as the first stage, it's moving a lot less mass. And I've just realised we have not extended the solar panels or the antenna, so we would have slowly run out of electrical charge, I think. But we're alright now. Solar panels are out and doing their job. Let's see, how far is the space station? It's like 30 odd kilometres away. Right. We just really need to achieve orbit first. So I'm not too worried about actually doing a full rendezvous. I mean, we probably will be able to. We're getting close. We've got loads of fuel left, but we need to. This is a refueling trip. So what I'm looking for is to just adjust our meeting on the other side of the planet. And hopefully that means we'll actually be meeting in the light as well. Okay. Let's start slowing down this. We probably need to actually give our orbit a little bit of twist. Is that twisting the right way? Whoa, steady. Okay, we're losing control. Let's get the SAS on to help with the control here. The RCS, sorry. The RCS to help with the control. Okay, well, we made orbit. It's not great orbit, but we made orbit. Right, I think... Let's get that RCS turned. If we just turn this way a bit. Right. If we haven't got a very good robot on this one. Yeah, that's the wrong way. I would choose the wrong way, wouldn't I? No follower notifications. Oh, that's weird. Maybe the bot isn't happy about something. Right, here we go. We're just going to twist this orbit a little bit. Look, we've got an intersection here. 9 kilometers. That's a good intersect. Okay, let's fast forward to that intersection. We'll do a time warp. Why did the time warp stop? Oh, our periapsis is dropping into the atmosphere. Okay, that's the best I can do. We can do an adjustment in a little while. Okay, so we actually just dipped into the atmosphere ever so slightly. But we'll be fine. We're flying close. It's not a problem. If we get there with half fuel, that's probably good. And we probably don't need much more fuel, so we're doing very good. Okay, let's just get back out of the atmosphere completely. Back into... I didn't notice we was that close to the atmosphere, actually. Let's go. 7, 8... I wish I could fast forward quicker. 9... Right, there we go. Right. So we've got a intersection there. Let's move us to here and see if we can work on that intersect. So let's go prograde to our orbit. RCS. Monopropellant is fine. Now if I do this, the intersect is closing. And we have a new one on the far side, which is good. Look at that. 17, 14, 8 kilometers, 7, 5, 4, 3, 2. There. Right, we're about 2 kilometers in separation round there. Let's warp round there. See, even with a rubbish probe, you can still do it. And one of the ways of making this easier and more fuel economic is actually just launching at the right time when the space station's getting close. Right, we don't want to be in orbit mode anymore. Let's turn that RCS off. Target mode. So we are here. Where's the target? Where's the target? It should be green. Round here somewhere. There it is. There's the space station. So when it comes to getting yourself aligned to the space station, and this turns actually quite nicely, even just with the reaction control wheels in the probe, we can just try and get ourselves slowly pushing towards there. So that is our current vector. That's where we're going. The target that we want to get to is this purple one. So what we want to do is burn on the other side, I think. Oh no, you want to burn on the far side of the far side? Far side pushes it, does it? Does it push it? Oh no, it pulls it. It pulls it. That's bad. That's bad. I went the wrong way. I went the wrong way. Don't worry, we can do this though. It's just a little bit difficult by concentrating on a nav ball like this and using a joystick. But that's all the fun, isn't it? Right, here we go. So we're trying to get rid of the difference in our speeds. I mean, one way we could actually do it, the easiest way, is actually just to go retrograde. That will pull us completely on target. Just careful with the throttle here, because I don't want to overcook it. And then they will... Right, okay, so now... Where's the target gone? Where has the target gone? Oh no, how far away is it? Have I left it too long? Oh no, it's right there. There it is. 3 kilometers. That's not a bad intercept. So that's the target. Now we want to try prograde towards it. Now we've nulled out the relative velocities. Here we go. Now that's the target, isn't it? That's the anti-target. We don't want that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Nice and steady now. Electrical charge is fine. Yeah, it's still maxed out. Okay. Let's give ourselves... I mean, you can do this as fast or as slow as you like this bit. 25 meters per second? Let's go nuts and make it 30 something. Right, we're heading towards it now. We're not heading towards it too quickly. Just doing a little bit of course correction there. And now we're going to get retrograde. Just a little burst of monopropellant there to get ready for the slowdown. The only problem is if you get that too accurate, you crash into it. And we don't want to do that. Right, okay, we're about 1 kilometre away. I'm going to start reducing our velocity, our relative velocity. There we go. Oh, it's been a while since I've seen this space station. Okay, there we go. 12 metres per second we'll come in at. Now we have got monopropellant and RCS, and we can, when it's turned on, we can fire it with the micro joystick on here. We're still a little way away, but this is our first approach, so it's not too bad. And we've got the moon in the background. Okay. It's not too bad. It's probably going to be dusty inside. Well, whilst we've been away, I don't think any time has passed at all. Okay, let's get rid of that difference in velocity now. There we go. We're practically floating alongside. Then we're going to do another. We're going to do exactly what we just did again, but this time, instead of what's the words I'm looking for? Going quite quickly. We're going to take it nice and steady. Now we should be able to switch to it. There we go. We've switched to it. Where do we want to dock? Well, that's where the RCS is. Should we try and dock here? I think we should try and dock there. So let's go and zoom in. We'll set that docking port there. Can I set that as target? It won't let me. Oh well, we'll do it without it. I don't know what it's playing at, but never mind. Okay, so we're going to head towards it now. We're going to do it as slow, well, not as slowly as possible, because that would be a little bit ridiculous. But what we also want to do is we want to get our prograde marker over the top of the target marker. So I'm going to deliberately burn. Whoa! I was going to say slightly off target, and that will get us towards it. We're heading at 1 meter per second at the moment, which is good. There we go. We're actually on a collision course now. So we'll come out of that. We'll go into docking mode. And we'll turn the RCS on. We'll give ourselves a little bit of a... Yeah, there's the translation. Okay, here we go. Docking mode. Okay, so what we want is facing this way a little bit. This is always difficult to be in docking mode. It just seems a bit wrong. Right, we're about 100 out. We probably could do with going a bit faster. Three meters per second, okay. It needs to be slow enough that we can back off. When we get close enough, so that we can actually maneuver around. We have plenty of monopropellant, but if we've got any monopropellant spare, we could maybe fill up the monopropellant tanks. Right, 60. Let's start slowing down. Don't want to smash into our space station, really. Right. There we go, we're here. We haven't got any lights on this, have we? That's got a light on it, hasn't it? Hey, we've got the light on. We're going to go past that docking port. Oh, there we go. I managed to set it as target now. We'll do a control from here as well. On our docking port. Right, let's see if we can... maneuver this thing around. Oh, we need to turn the engine off as well. There we go, because when I throttle... Like that. Translate. Up. The craft is the wrong way round. I just realised that's why I'm having problems. Which way's up? Keep going. Right, this way's up. Just figured it out. There we go. I don't know what speed to come in at. I'm going to go 0.5 meter a second. There we go. Docking can be hard. It's just a matter of learning the techniques and getting yourself aligned. Speaking of getting aligned, in theory, let's make sure that we are more aligned like that. Don't autosave now. Right, here we go. Can't see. That's half the problem. There we go. There we are. So now we just need to go forward. And are we going forward? There we go. We are going forward. Forward, and we just get the prograde onto the docking port controls. And I think we just need to give it a bit of welly as well. Oh, we bumped into it there. I think if I turn RCS off, we might actually connect. Because they've got magnetic hooks on there. If I turn SAS off, give it a little nudge to help it. There we go. Oh, nudge up. That's got to have connected now, right? Hello? We're on. Why is it not on? It's having some problems. Right, okay, let's try that again. I think it's doing it now. Brandon says, I do wonder if playing Kerbal Space Program makes getting a rocket science degree easier or not. I think it's a starting point. Back off and try again. Yeah, I was just thinking that. Just seems to be dancing. Should we come in harder and faster? We do... Oh, I turned SAS off, didn't I? We have got a rotation to fix. There we go. Right, let's go back in. Try and get the nice angle on it. And we're going to go in at 5 meters per second. We're going to absolutely smash it. It looks like we're in relatively the right... There we go. Surely now that we should just be able to just dock Yeah, there we go. There we go. Don't scratch the station. Station's fine. We used more monopropellant than I'd have liked then, but it's fine. It really is. Okay, can't see it very well. We're not in the right part. We're in the shadow behind the sun. So let's just warp forward a little bit. There we go. We can see it in all its glory now. We don't need that manoeuvring stuff on. So now we just need to do some transfers. So I don't know about monopropellant. That's probably a bit of a pain. But there's a good amount of liquid fuel on here. So let's get rid of most of it. And then we'll burn this up in the atmosphere or whatever. So let's start with this rear tank here. Is it Shift or Alt to do both? Alt. In. There we go. You can always make more monopropellant. I mean, I guess you can. I mean, we haven't done that in space. We've done it on the surface. So let's do that one and that one now. In and in. There we go. I'll just drain those last bit out of that tank. Relatively small tank there, filling it up nicely. It's a nice space station, this. I'm really pleased. I'm quite happy that this is probably the best space station that I've ever built. It's got so many add-on parts. It's got all of the science. It's got a fuel station, habitation modules, and a tugboat in case something goes adrift or runs out of fuel or something. Now, speaking of fuel, we do need to leave a little bit of fuel in for our manoeuvre. You can keep the monopropellant and the tank half full to come back. I mean, this hasn't got any landing capabilities, so I'm not sure why you would come back. I'm not quite sure if I'm following you there. So let's do that. And we're going to leave ourselves a bit of fuel left. I don't think we need a massive amount. There we go, that will do. So all of these fuel canisters are now full, and the last one is about half full. So that's really good. That's really good. And these monopropellant tanks, I think they're both full as well. Oh, one's full and one's empty. Okay, so we could do with monopropellant. I'm pretty sure the tug is full of monopropellant, but we're not really interested in that right now. Right then, let's dispose of this. So, undock. Switch. Turn the lights off. Are they on? We don't want to leave the lights on. And then, let's switch back to our vessel. What we're going to do is just try and deorbit it, so it should be fine. Before we do that, though, we will just monopropellant it out the way. So we've got plenty of monoprop. So we're just going to make sure that they're out of alignment and that we're not going to accidentally crash into the space station. There we go. That'll do. Refuel mission success. You know, we're doing quite well today, aren't we? I mean, I know we haven't had any Kerbals fly, but we haven't killed anyone yet. I feel like on this first live stream back, we shouldn't fly Kerbals. We should get back into it. Okay then, orbit cam, retrograde, and there we are. Using monopropellant, if we go on to this maneuver node here, see our periapsis is dropping in altitude. May as well use the monopropellant. There we go. And I tell you what, we'll fire up the engine as well. So activate the engine, relight, and do a retrograde burn there. Right. We're falling out the atmosphere. We're going to probably crash on the dark side of the planet. And it's probably going to be relatively spectacular. I don't think there's any chance of us landing this, because this ship was never meant to come back. This is just an empty can with an engine on the back. But you know what? You never know. We might be able to save it. Yeah, it's not going to survive. It's useless, and it's not going to survive. I mean, it will survive re-entry, but it won't survive getting near the ground. Where is it going to go near the ground? Looks like it's actually going to be somewhere close to the space station. Maybe the desert or ocean just before it. We'll see. We'll see. And then we can start planning our supermassive lift vehicle. The biggest lift vehicle yet. It'll need a new name. And then what we'll have to do is then create new components for that vehicle as well. The RCS is trying to keep it stable. We just got the engines off. We're not doing anything really here at the moment. We're probably going to get an overheat. It's probably going to start tumbling. Oh, yeah. The solar panels. The solar panels broke off. I forgot to retract the solar panels. It's fine. We don't need them anyway. The whole thing's going to explode when it hits the ground. Oh, there we are. We're now tumbling out of control. Let's turn the RCS off. I can't actually... Where's the design for our better ship? I think we're missing a design. I'll have to have a look. I'm sure we designed something else. Anyway, there's no chance at all that this thing's going to flip itself the right way round. It's just going head first. One thing we could try and do is put the fuel in the back. That will make the back more heavy. It will flip it round. And then we've got a couple of seconds of fuel. So we can attempt to... Yeah, I mean, that's not going to do anything. Yeah, we are. We're in. Brilliant. Done. No reverting. Space Center. That's exactly what we planned to do. Mission success. Those vacuum optimized engines were never going to do anything at sea level. Never, never, never. Right then, I'm wondering, where is... I'm sure there was another design that we had in here. Only lost a couple of solars, yes. So the Buzzard 5. So the space station had all those bits. They're the satellites, they're the rovers, there's the landers, that's the Eagle, there's the base, and there's the Buzzard. There was more than that. There was definitely more than that. Was it any of these? Can anybody think of what it was? Was it the Mark V? Nah, none of these. Too bad it doesn't actually tell you the time and date of when you did this stuff. Commander Hellish? Science crafts, orbiters, habitational modules. Does any of this look familiar? Doesn't to me. This is all previous. This is all old things. We are definitely missing something. There it is. The TR-10. That is the TR. That's the TR10. Oh yes, that's the one. TR10 booster was this. Oh, remember that. Oh, open. There's the fuel module. Where's the main section? There's the second stage. Merge. Oh, look at that. The TR10. And there was a fuel module. There was a passenger module. There we go. That is the TR10 rocket, and that's the rocket that the t-shirt is based off. This one. Yeah? That's pretty cool if you ask me. I've always wanted to build a rocket and then have it on a t-shirt. Anyway, we can use this if we need to. Or we could build a new one. Right then. What's the next thing, folks? Did nobody realise that the rocket on the t-shirt that's on Hellish Store is the TR10, the one that we never named? This is the one that's reusable. It's fully reusable. The bottom stage goes into the ocean. The top stage can fly back down. You vaguely remember. Okay. Let's do a brand new one. Let's start with a ring segment. A structural ring. Is that the right size? And then put some fuel tanks underneath it. Hang on a minute. Move that up. Now, what size is that? Is that bigger? Is that bigger than the? Okay, we're gonna open up the TR10 booster. Find out what it's made from. Rockermax X2000. 200 X200. There's the fuel tanks. It's what size is it? It doesn't say what the size is. What's the width? It doesn't say. Brilliant. Well, I mean, the obvious thing then is to get this one and then compare it to the one that I wanted to use. Yeah, that's the one we want. That is bigger, isn't it? That is much bigger. Yeah. I'm sure there's a way that you can reorder this in a different way. Fit by cross-sectional area. There you go. There you go. That's what I was looking for. So, new rocket. Structural tube. That's where we'll have all of our control stuff in. This is going to require some testing. But basically, I want to make... You know we had the TR10? This is basically going to be the TR11, the Test Rocket 11. And then, according to this, it's got some sort of, like, special thrust thing on the bottom. I have no idea what that is, but this looks like a Saturn V, which is cool. Oh, it enables you to put 5 engines on there. Right. we probably will have an adapter. I don't know yet. So then we want the strongest engines we can get. Tech level? Tech level 9? 8? Is that the way to do it with the engines? Oh, look at that. What's the thrust? Oh, that's is that a vacuum optimized engine? It certainly looks like it. Tell you what, let's get rid of that bit. Go back to engines. Maybe put your own engine plates on and go for 9 engines. Maybe. I don't seem to be able to order these by thrust. So if I just do it by mass, we can know which one's the biggest. So the biggest single engine is this one. It has, let's see, its thrust is 1.2 kilonewtons and its ISP is 205. This one looks like it's vacuum optimized. Let's go to this one. Yeah, the ISP of this one is so much. Yeah, it's much better. It's much better. And the thrust is more as well. That says it's the mainsail. What's this one? Don't know why that one's different. Not sure. Is that the vacuum optimized variant? Doesn't feel like it. That one is rubbish. Well, it's not rubbish. But it's lighter and smaller. That one! There we go. My goodness. Hang on, has this got a thrust vector in? I don't think it has. Gimbaling. Let's have a look. Oh, it does have a gimbal. Okay. Maybe put your own engine... Oh, I've read that already. Oh, dear. Okay. So now we want to test this. We don't want to take like a whole rocket into space. This is $1 million... Wow, this one costs $1 million? I don't think we've got $1 million. That's expensive. We need more money. We definitely need more money. What if we bring it back? We put like so many parachutes on it, you wouldn't believe it. Hey? Yeah. Maybe. God, we haven't... Oh no, wait, hang on a minute. There's 2 different numbers down here. What's going on? Okay, so it's saying the cost of these engines is 13,000 each. Oh, that's how much money we have. That's how much money we have. I don't remember seeing that there in older versions of the game. Okay. It's not costing as much as I thought. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Right, let's get this thing flying. We'll need a command and control, so we'll put... well, we need a probe for a start. Let's get the most expensive one we can think of. Not the most expensive. There we are, the remote guidance unit, the RCL-1. It has data transmission, net access, reaction wheels, and SAS for all sorts. Pop it in the bottom. There we go, brilliant. We're going to need some power. Where's electrical? There it is. We'll put some basic solar panels on the side. Just 2 will do. There we are. They look tiny in comparison. The reaction wheels are not going to do anything for this vehicle. But that's fine. If you really wanted to cheese cache, you could sit on the runway with a drill and monopropellant converter for like 60 hours. We will do some fuel drilling. We did do some for a while and it was okay. Let's put a few large batteries in because this is a large spaceship after all. Let's see. 4. We'll do 4 large batteries. So that's our power system sorted out. What's next? So we've got power, we've got control. I guess we want to be able to get back down again. Right, let's try adding... And I really don't think this is going to work, but let's do it anyway. No, let's not double or triple this rocket up. That is never, ever going to be enough parachutes to hold this thing. Never mind. It'll be nice to try. What's the delta V on this one? Thrust to weight ratio is 1.06. It needs more. It needs some extra oomph. Let's give it some extra oomph. So, on the extra oomph of the engine side of things, we are going to choose the same ones that I chose last time because they were really good at what there's the oompher. It's getting closer. So, if we do that, what does that give us? Not a lot of difference. I didn't really expect it would. But if we have... This is snapping really strangely. Okay, that's weird, but never mind. We can fix it in the edit. Oh my goodness, that barely made a difference. I mean, it is big. 1.05, it's not going to go very far. We need to do something pretty substantial here. RCS, not for this flight. Maybe in the future we'll need some. Right, let's get that center engine out of there and see if we've got any adapters. No. Structural. Yeah, like this. Let's do like an inner 4. I mean, I can't see. It's too low. He's getting to the roof of the vehicle assembly building already. Oh, we may have to construct this rocket outside. There we go. That's 1.6. It's a bit ridiculous though, isn't it? 1.6 is too much. Let's go for a triple rather than a quad. So payload? No. Structural, that was it. Where's the triple? That's a bi-stack. That's a tri-stack. There we go. So if we put a tri-stack on there and then get one of these engines. Oh, hello. Where's Kerbal Space Program gone? There it is. And we need to put that back on where it was. Ah, I hit the Windows key. And then if we... Oh, no. Is there a way we can jiggle these around so that they don't smash into each other? Yes. Yes, there is. Ideally, though, this piece we need to offset in to the vehicle. Ooh. It's close. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty tight. There's a little bit of overlap there, but bosh those middle ones down one more. Why is the thrust to weight ratio 2.4? That doesn't make sense. Will 2 do it then? Okay, hang on a minute. Get the bi-coupling in. Grab one of these. Stick it on there. Yeah, that thrust to weight ratio is fine. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So what was it with just one of them on there? 1.6? What? Okay, so I actually didn't need to add any more. Not sure what that's all about. It calculated it, and I have no idea why. Like that. Okay, are the engines close enough to the ground yet? No. There you go. Okay, the tools have stopped being silly. There is our new TR11. And we will save it as the TR11. More engines or boosters. We don't need it. The thrust to weight ratio is already brilliant. Let's give it a go. I'm going to give this a fly. We'll take it up and we'll drop it down into the ocean. We'll see how far it goes. It should go quite a way because it's not carrying anything. It's got no payload. Might even be able to get it into orbit. But we'll see. We will see. Okay, so it's night time. Let's wait until the sun rises. Just so we can see what we're doing more than anything else. There we go. So, here we go. The heaviest rocket I think we've ever done. Let's get the throttle down to minimum. Actually, we don't want the throttle to minimum. We want the throttle to maximum. We want this thing to actually take off from the launch pad, don't we? Here we go then. Here we go with our test. In 3, 2, 1. Yes, but also no. It's so unstable. Oh, it just wants to keep going all over the place. I mean, it's flying. It's huge and it's flying. But it is ridiculously unstable, and I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe because it's got the flat top on it. That'll be it. We haven't got an aerodynamic top. It is very wibbly. It's yeah. We might even be able to do a boost back burn as well. Whoa! Yeah, it's gone. Okay. Perhaps because it doesn't have fins. A rocket shouldn't need fins. Not this booster size anyway. If you want more control, you can add RCS and SES to stable it. Now that is true, you can do that. However, a rocket like this should be... You should be able to manage to control it through its own aerodynamics. If you build it properly, it will work properly. Yeah, the SES wasn't stabilising anything there. Let's do a boost back. Here we go. We're trying to boost back to land now. Here we go. Boosting back. Whoa, no, he's gone crazy. Okay. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's because we didn't have a nose cone. I mean, it's difficult to know which way I'm facing. Maybe I should put a light on it so I know which way the top is, because we've now spun completely out of control. Yeah, I think try it with a nose cone is a good idea. Yeah, dummy payload might actually be a good thing to do, just like a fuel tank. Oh, I almost stabilised that. Maybe too much mass for the gyro's control. I mean, for flying a rocket, you shouldn't be relying on the gyros. Not going through the atmosphere. You should have the right proportions of mass to weight, with the length and everything else. Right. Let's use the rockets to slow down. Let's get us set on a retrograde course. We're going to try and do a nice gentle splash landing. Should we try and do it without the parachutes? Yeah, gyros are completely different. Space engineers and Kerbal Space Program should not be confused. If anything, space engineers gets everything terribly wrong. Here we go. It's actually it actually controls quite nice down into the ocean. Parachutes just so it falls over nicely. There we go. Now, it looks like it broke in the middle and we no longer have control of the engines. But that was alright. Wait, what are gyros then? Okay, right. Gyros are the things inside stuff that make things move around in 3-dimensionals and stuff, right? You can the problem with a gyro is you have to add power to it in order to take power away from it in the real life. Now, vehicle is destroyed. What? Oh, the end fell off when it hit the water. We'll recover it. So, yeah, so the spinning things that help orientate stuff in 0G, that's correct. Now, in Kerbal Space Program, they've got something that's similar but sort of different. So let's just recover all this debris, and also we'll recover the remains over there, because most of the rockets splashed down fine. So, in Kerbal Space Program, they have reaction wheels, which they use electricity for, and it's like a magic box that makes things turn. It's a little bit different. Okay, so overall, that was good. The only challenge I think we're going to have is landing it on water and it not falling over. So ideally, we need to land this on land and give it legs. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So let's take all the parachutes off it. And we've got a bit of money to play with. What are we building? A really big rocket lifting... Oh, no. Lifter. This is basically our booster. We've just been doing some testing there. So now, somehow... we need some sort of stability control. So what if we do some sort of robotics with massive hinges, with, or we could just do big pistons, like what, like for landing legs. I don't know what the difference between these two are. Telescoping. Okay, so target extension. Okay, and then target. Oh, that's much further. Right. So we don't want that, and we don't want that one. We don't want that. We want these. I'm gonna put some legs on it. Oh, you're streaming on YouTube too. Yes, we are live on YouTube, Twitch, Steam, and Facebook. Because why not? So if I put them on here, I mean that's a bit yeah, it's a bit close. We're not going to stand up like that, are we? So what if we have... Right, let's design this. Then we'll fit it to the ship. So let's just have one. So if we put that on there and then rotate it so it fits onto it. There we go. And then just move it this way and that. That looks good to me. So then it can come down and the piston can go out, and then we can put another one on there. And then if we just make sure that that's all there, rotate it round so it's pointing downwards. Oh, that doesn't work. Or does it? I don't know. It's going to need a hinge as well, isn't it? Damn. Right, okay. Get that out of there. Another hinge. Not that way, though. Not that way. That way? Ooh, don't know. Maybe. Right. There we go, mate. It's going to be fine. Fine and dandy. So then... Yeah. That'll work. So then the idea is that when this hinge is open to its target angle, it will point down. Ah, no. That's a bit sus, that is. There we go. And then this bit will be able to extend, thus giving us legs. You don't think pistons will support the weight? Well, the pistons aren't really meant to support the weight. The idea of the pistons is that they will... You know what? I have no idea what the idea of the pistons are. But the idea is that it will just stop it from falling over. That's the idea. Or help stop it from falling over anyway. But now we need to action group all these so that they all go out at the same time. So if we do this, we'll do... can we do toggle hinge? Yes. Then we can do toggle hinge. Then we can do toggle piston. And toggle piston. Oh, I accidentally did it to stage. I don't want to do it to stage. Reset. Get that. Get rid of that. Don't want that. We need it to an action group. Custom 1. Toggle piston. Toggle piston. Toggle hinge. Toggle hinge. There we go. Oh dear. Right. Let's take that out on the launch pad and see what happens. This is a... You know, if we have enough of these pistons, it might be alright. You just put like a billion arms coming down and then it might not fall over. And if it doesn't fall over, we can keep it. I don't know if it's going to work. No idea. But this is why we do things like this. I'm not just going to copy other things online. Right, so in theory, watch action... I can't remember which action group 1 is. Is that it? There it is. Oh, that does look cool. Did you see that? Let's get a closer look at it. You ready, folks? Action group 1. Okay, it didn't quite work the same as what I thought it might. Target angle should be 90 degrees. There we go. Oh my goodness. What on earth is happening here? Alligator hinge disengaged. Robotic parks are locked. Oh no. I did it all very wrong. Okay, let's recover. Oh no, hang on a minute. Oh, it's all broken now. It does look flimsy. It is cool. It is broken though. Okay, let's try again a little bit. I don't know if... Yeah, if we go back into the VAB straight away, it should just be there. What we can do is we can try it with very little... Because when it lands, it's not going to have much fuel in it. That's the idea. And then it's just a big empty can, isn't it? So instead of these those ones... Yeah, I think I've seen what I've done wrong here. These need attaching to there. Oh dear. Let's try again. I got the hinge wrong. Okay, so the hinge should have been this way round, so that when the telescopic piston is here, and then you can say that the angle limit or the target angle it should go up like this and then come down, I think. That's the oh, this upside down. Of course it's upside down. There we go. Hey Michael, how's it going? So then I think that might be alright. So then toggle hinge, toggle piston. So what happens is, I don't know what the angle... Oh, the angle limit is 180 there. The angle limit needs to be 90. There we go. That's what went wrong before. Let's get that right. 90. God, it's close. There we go. And then the traverse rate. So what we can do is we can make these ones quicker at the top, or the angle quicker, so those ones open up quicker, but only a little bit quicker. And then this piston... Oh god, I didn't mean to do that. This piston, dampening 0. That's going to help. Traverse rate will make this one a little bit quicker than that one. And then, yes. And then the target extension for this one will keep short-ish. Or should we have it? No, long. We'll have it long. And the target extension for that one is long as well, but the traverse rate is less. There we go. Right, let's do that again. Oh, need to go backwards. So let's put... There we go. Oh, this isn't going to work, is it? Right, let's save that and take it out to the launch pad. So in theory, like, the thing is, I think with the traverse rates I've chosen, it'll open up correctly, but when you do the reverse, it will fling the legs back into the wrong bit. Right, here we go. So we've got lots of big floppy legs, which we don't want. Oh dear, we don't want big floppy legs. But let's try it anyway. That is actually exactly what I wanted. That isn't. Why did that traverse 180? That's a bit weird. And then it all went wrong. Yeah, recover vessel. I wonder, so, yeah, they went out waiting. Was it just because they flicked? And they didn't have chance to, like, touch the ground or something? I mean, it's not going to hold the rocket up, but if it just moves right, then I'll be happy. Why did that not work? They look like they just flicked out too far. Maybe we should have a motor, like a proper motor. Right, here we go. Let's grab one of them. And check it. Yeah, look, angle limit's wrong. Angle limit should be 90. Angle limit should be 90. Why did the angle limits change? Is it because when I put multiple of them on, that's when it all goes horribly wrong? Oh, I did not know that we were actually streaming on Trovo. Oh dear, you don't speak English, you're just using a translator. That'll do. That'll do, just use a translator. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, it seems to have remembered that angle this time. And the extensions. Okay, save. Check the action group. That looks fine. Let's give it another go. So what we can do is, instead of using hinges, which seem a bit floppy, we can use the turny motory bits and just maybe use some girders. Girders might be better. Right. Let's get this in shot and give it a go. Here we go. So, fold it up. See, that works fine. But then fold out. Oh, that also is working fine. Well, how did it get locked? Cannot toggle robotic part. Part is locked. Why is it locked? Is it too heavy to lift or something? Oh, hang on a minute. We haven't got enough electrical charge to power it. Is that why? Ah, there we go. Doesn't have enough power. Solar panels. Okay, so we definitely need... There you are, look. They're all going crazy now. We need more batteries. That was most of the problem. Didn't realise that. Now I do. So what do we think, folks? I think this is pretty much a losing situation here. We're not going to get these floppy legs to work. We definitely need legs, though, because we need to land this one. Because the other one we ditched in the sea, and that was fine. But this one I want to land. Because we're making things harder for ourselves on purpose. So the angle limits are fine. So let's just go up to the top and say, right, okay, see all of these? Well, we need more. And you see all of them? Well, we need more. There we go. And then what we'll do is we'll also have extra solar panels on the outside. Like this. These look tiny. Just a ring of them, like a passive ring. Okay, that's not snapping. Oh, there we go. That's some weird snapping. I don't like that. Well, let's use the moving tool for fixing that. Come on. Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, we just need to move it in a little bit. That's pretty close. Actually, I think that's pretty much smack on. So we've got a ring of solar panels, our solar panels, and more batteries. And what we'll do is we'll also take nearly all the fuel out. We'll put ourselves on landing fuel, and we'll see if we can actually get up and down and land and break all these legs. Perhaps the idea to make a plane or more of a walker that use those legs. I think a walker would be a nightmare. I know people have done it. Okay, so let's test the legs now. We should have plenty of electrical power, electrical charge, and we need enough charge to fold them up and then push them back out again. So here we go. They do bend around a lot, don't they? And then back out. There we are. Okay, so let's fold them up and actually take off. SAS on. We're going to do the clamps second to the engines on this one. And we're just going to go straight up, come straight down, and try and land on our legs and watch the terrible explosion that's due to happen. Add a nose before you start. We're not going to be flying through the atmosphere. We're just going to... It's a hop. We're not going for an altitude. We're not going up to 10k or anything like that. We're doing a hop. We're just going to try and hop over onto the grasslands there. And then we're just going to try and null out our sideways vector, come down on the legs, and see what happens. Right then. Here we go. I just kind of want to get a little bit closer in on the rocket. We don't really want to see the top very much, do we? We want to just keep an eye on the bottom. There we go. Right, so throttle up. There is a lot of yaw and pitch on this already, but there we go. Engines on and release. Okay, it's going over, it's going over. Pushing over onto the grasslands. Okay, that's fine. That will do. That will do. We're still going up at the moment. When we start coming down, that's when we'll use the engines. The weight is all in the bottom. That top section is just a big empty can. Here we go. We've got no parachutes. Let's see what happens. So, little bit of throttle to try and slow us down. Get ready with the landing legs. We're not slowing down enough, but that's okay. We've got plenty of fuel. I think we might be okay. A little bit more throttle. Here come the legs. Legs are out. A little bit more throttle. I mean, it partially worked. Like, a bit. Just a bit. Oh, well. It didn't hold the weight. The legs are just completely broken. But it almost worked. So I think the idea of legs and the principle of putting legs on kind of is okay. We just need better legs. Right? Looks like a tall spider. It is. It's very much a tall spider. Okay. What can we do to do much better legs? Let's take a look. So we did manage to recover most of that, if not all of it. Yeah, we recovered all of it. It looks like something a little bit ridiculous. Ooh, what's going on here? Stream frozen? No. Oh, everything's fine. Right then, so if we look at the rest of the robotics, you can see on this hinge, it says it's got a tolerance or a I don't know what, costs a certain amount of funds. It has a mass, requires electrical charge, has a volume. So I'm not sure like how good that is compared to other stuff. But look, we got this servo hinge. To me, that sounds like it's going to do a much better job. Okay, so let's take this and stick it on there. That looks like, to me, the business. And we're not going to use 12 meters per second of impact. We're going to use a strut or two. Yeah, we can use the tool to kind of center it a little bit. That's better, right? And then what we can do is potentially put another hinge on there. I have no idea if these are better or worse or what, but the other ones were too flimsy. So logic dictates that maybe this one would be better. Okay. Is that on the end properly? It is now. Okay. And then so target angle wants to be 90. We doesn't want to go all the way back. The angle limit wants to be 0 there. So then, yeah, that's right, I think. And then I'm thinking we just use some sort of structural girder again. Like that. Or is that just too big? I think that might be alright. Although it's not going to be long enough, is it? There we go. So when with this one, we don't want the angle to go any further. Oh god. This way. Come on, mouse. There we go. I think that will work. It avoids the engines. It gives us a spread. So let's now put them on the vehicle. And we need to make sure that they're low enough down that it's going to be okay. There we go. The action groups are required again. So just toggle. Toggle. Just toggle the two hinges. Nice and simple. Save that. Let's see how that helps. I mean, it probably doesn't. We'll do it on the launch pad first, then, or should we just fly it? What do you reckon, folks? Should we just fly it? It's a bit risky just to fly it with a brand new... No, we're going to toggle it on the launch pad. I'm not that crazy. We're not just going to start flying this willy-nilly. Right. Let's see if we can toggle these landing legs. I mean, the hinges are a bit bendy, aren't they? Oh, wow. I bet as we're flying, they're going to flop all over the place, aren't they? And then deploying? I mean, it might work. I don't think it will. We are using a lot... Oh, my word. Oh, they're way too floppy. Way too floppy. Oh, well, we'll try it anyway. SAS on. Engines down into this thingy. Throttle to maximum. Let's give it a try. Oh my goodness, why? This is never going to work. Let's do it anyway. Oh my goodness, they're flopping around all over the place. Oh my goodness, those hinges are worse than the other ones. I mean, I am loving this rocket though. Like the basis, the idea of this rocket. Just need to learn a little bit more about the robotics and get some stuff working. I mean, we haven't done much of it yet before. Right, okay, here we go. Get ready for coming back down again now. So, we're going to put the rocket into retrograde. Bleed off a bit of speed. Right. For what it's worth, deploy the legs. There we go. Deploying the world's floppiest legs. We're about 1 kilometre up, so we've got a little way to go. 5. Oh, hang on. This is above sea level, isn't it? Well, what do you know? It's not that terrible. I mean, we have landed on the engines, but it's giving it the stability to stay upright. Okay. Right. So, I think, right. Okay. The big floppy spider legs keep it... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, gives it some stability. You think a bit of height? I don't think height. I think we would put some pistons on the bottom to help it land on them. We did lose a couple of engines then. These switches that are the switches that we talked about earlier, they're just down here. They're doing all right. That's not bad, is it? Right. We could end up with something really good here. What's the name of this rocket? Well, the temporary name for the rocket is the TR-11. We haven't got a proper name for it yet, so we need a birdie name for it. We do. Right, so these are all very, very, very floppy. What is there something in the robotics that isn't floppy? Like these servos here. If I remember correctly, these servos are quite like harsh. Right? Is it because of the amount of weight on the end? Is that why it's pulling it around? Because these girder segments, what are they? 0.3 tons. And these girders, oh, they're 0.3 as well. Maybe build a box around the boosters that you can land on, and the box doesn't and then don't need the legs. Not following you. I'm not sure what you're talking about on that one. What if we just have telescopic legs on the bottom as well for impact? So we can do like, we don't want much, but we want the maximum extension to give us just that little bit of protection and bounce. It sort of worked, yes, but also it sort of didn't. Also, if we bring these down, that gives us a bit of room. And then that's fine. We've got a good bit of damping in them, so that will help with the actual landing itself. And then maybe these will work. We just need to bring them down a little bit. Let's just check the actions on that. Yep. Let's add these ones. Save the TR11. A little bit more? You think we need a little bit more on them? You know what? I think you're right. Let's get it down there. You're right. We needed a little bit more. Okay. If we can get this to land and it not be silly or stupid, then it'd be fantastic to be able to keep this rocket. The only problem is that we need to find a way of launching it that means it's not going to land in the water. So we need to find out what its normal trajectory is when it's lifting stuff up. So, toggle. Everything comes in. I'm happy with that. I mean, my other option was we just have pistons that stick out sideways. Just go full SLS and crash it into the sea. Oh, Matrix, that's cool. No, I do want to keep the rocket. That's the point. I'm trying to make all of our main rockets so far, both the Kestrel, was it the Kestrel, and the Buzzard, and the TR-10 have all been reusable mostly. The TR-10 was completely reusable. The booster parachuted into the ocean. Maybe that's what we just need on the very last bit, just a few parachutes to help with the landing. Anyway, SAS on. Here we go, folks. Let's try it. Power to maximum and launch. Okay, that'll do, I think. I'm pretty sure I managed to throw it over the space station. Space station? The space center. Name idea, Stork. Oh, that could be a good one, Brandon. I'm not sure on the floppy leg design, because the floppy legs are going to cause us problems. Right, here we go. So we're re-entering. We've come through the main thick part of the atmosphere. We've got about 1 kilometre to go. We're coming down. And we're not far off ground level, so out go the legs and the pistons. We can come down at about 20 odd meters per second, I think. Oh no, I messed that one up. Well, that's not going to work. Right. I'll tell you something here, right? There's a problem with this, and it's my problem when I'm flying. When you've got the retrograde mode on, if you put too much throttle on, you start going upwards rather than falling downwards, in which case retrograde and prograde swap over and the rocket starts to tilt terribly. What I need to do is, just before I land, I need to switch to stability rather than retrograde. Yeah, it won't be able to go into the atmosphere with the floppy legs. Right, floppy legs. We're getting rid of floppy legs. How about ridiculously long pistons that just pop out. The hinges, I'm pretty sure it's the hinges that are the problem. The pistons don't seem to be a problem at all. We'll give this a try. And I think we're getting close. Have we used millions? How much money have we got? Have we got 500,000 left? I think we blew up a lot of engines then. We might have to do some missions. Oh, we've got about 500,000 left. Okay. Let's get rid of these. Just use legs off the workshop. Now, I take no satisfaction or joy at all from just using other stuff. Okay, we're going to turn the damping off on these ones. Okay, here we go. What we're going to do, we're going to stick. Let's move these up. Not that, this. I mean, really, we shouldn't start them extended. There we go. So we'll do that. Hang on, I haven't finished yet. We'll bring them down so that they don't collide with the engines. And then we'll spread them out. Oh, hang on, I need these ones extended for a second, so I know how low to go. Okay, so we'll change the angle so that it matches the ones in the middle. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. The only problem is it's aerodynamically terrible. So what we need to do is bring these parts inside a little bit, so that they're barely sticking out. There we go. And then I think we need just a touch more angle down. That's too much. Yeah, that's about right. Traverse rate, target extension, retract, action groups, custom group 1, toggle piston, save, let's go. I'm looking forward to designing the second stage of this and actually doing some missions next time. That'd be really good. Make the extension part of the piston shorter. It's too long. I'm not sure you knew what I was doing there, but we'll see. We'll give it a go. Right. So now, if we toggle these ones, we should be able to see. I don't know if they're going to crash into the... There we are. So they all come out like that. We've got no spring on these ones, loads of spring on those ones, and I reckon that might do the job. Just big hydraulic pistons. The only thing is it is a bit of weight on our rocket, but it's nice and smooth. So let's... Oh! I was going to say, let's give it a go! Oh, I didn't turn SAS on or anything. That was terrible. Well, let's give it another boost. Let's go this way. Okay, there we go. Nice save. Max power. Job's fixed. Right. Let's get ready for coming back down. Again, we'll stick everything in retrograde. Turn the nozzles on to try and keep it a little bit stable. There we go. I'm happy with that. So we'll just coast that down. Don't want to run out of fuel because we did a big boost there. Right, here we go. Legs out. 300. That's not going to stay up. That was a bad landing by me. The good news is we saved the engines. I think. Oh dear. How much money have we got left? I think we've spent $500,000 R&D in this. I'm not 100% sure. I want to do that one more time. I feel like I can do that. I feel like that was poor control on my behalf that made that all go horribly wrong. Why? Okay, so we've got debris over here to get back in. Is there any more debris? There is. Okay, that's where most of our money was. Any more? Could have sworn there was a little bit more. Let's check the tracking center. Might have to do some missions to get the cash back up, maybe. Orbital, research and destroying. Oh, I love it. I love it, Brandon. That's great. Okay, there is Moonlander debris on the ground there. I didn't know we had Moonlander debris down there. We will recover that, though. But that is all the debris from... What's that? More splashdown debris. We'll recover that. Any more on the planet's surface? I don't think so. Okay. Oh, sorry, Bot Labs. I've been researching destroying. That is basically what we've been doing. We've spent about 400,000 working out how to do this. I'm not sure the best way to bring it down and keep it vertical and keep the vertical good. I think I'm doing it, trying to do it too fast. I think it's just my technique. I really do think it's just my technique. We'll give it one more go. Can I land it? What do we reckon, folks? One more go. Can I land it? Maybe I'm landing with too much fuel as well. It's a bit too heavy. Also, the throttle is very sensitive. So, like, you may notice on the camera that I'm only using the flight throttle just a tiny bit when it comes down towards the bottom. It's only just getting down. But let's get the SAS on this time. Throttle to maximum. And we'll actually deliberately give it some yaw. That should do it. Simulate a landing situation. We're still heading up at the moment. There we are. We're on our way down now. Okay, we're on our way down, so landing legs out. Make sure our height is above the land, not above sea level. Coming down a little fast, but we're coming down pretty straight. Well, it's not 100% a success because we did lose some engines. But it's upright. I think if we just adjust the dampening, like turn the dampening down on these ones, we might be alright. You know what? I'm going to say that's done. Booster's done, everybody. We're ready to fly it properly. So what we'll do is we will design a second stage for this. The second stage may or may not be fancy. I would prefer for the second stage to be reusable. How we'll get the second stage back down again, I have no idea. Maybe just a big inflatable shield of some description. I'm pretty sure if I flew this now, it would fall over. I don't think you could fly it with 3 engines like that. Although what you could probably do is shut down the other 2 we should land on 1 engine. Then I have better control over the throttle. Oh my goodness, there's another engine there. No, no, no. Oh my goodness, I didn't mean to do that. I did not mean to do that. Well, thank you very much for watching my live stream tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have and you're watching on YouTube, do please give it a like. And if you know anybody who might have enjoyed it as well, I don't know, let them know about it some way. Pop out on a forum. Do forums still exist? I don't know. So, yeah. Thank you. Take care. And we'll do this again next week. Remember, Tuesday, we're doing Open TTD, and we'll be back with Kerbal Space Program then. And we'll see you soon. Don't forget the vote at the weekend. It's closing at the weekend. It's Discord and stuff for choosing the next series. It's coming. I think I know what it's going to be, but vote anyway. Goodbye, folks. Thanks for hanging out, chatting, keeping me company. Hope you enjoyed. Goodbye.